Technically speaking.
Welcome to our Technically Untechnical Technology Talk,
a NIWC Atlantic production.
Hello, I'm Chelsie, the NIWC Atlantic videographer, social media manager, and enthusiastic participant in New Year's resolutions.
And I'm Alex, a member of the NIWC Atlantic media engagement team and a person who doesn't like to make resolutions.
Alex, why don't you like to make resolutions?
I don't know. It seems like I get started and then halfway through January, I've already failed on the resolutions part.
A lot of us fall into that category, but it tests your commitment and you got to stick with it.
Absolutely.
You got to try and stick with it. And I like fresh starts. So these are the resolutions that I've come up with for me. Okay, so I'm a runner. I'm one of those horrible people who actually really like running. And so my goal this year for 2023 is to run in 4 5K races. I don't normally race. So for me, that's a goal. That's a lot to run 4 of them. So that's my goal. And then as well is to eat more veggies. I feel like that's healthy,
it's
right?
a good thing, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm going to try and eat more veggies. I might have to learn how to cook a little bit better to accomplish that task. And then I have a soon-to-be 1-year-old. He's super cute. And I want to get him in swim lessons. So maybe in 2023, he'll learn how to at least float, right?
Those are all great resolutions, and I think I'll have to join you on eating more vegetables.
All right.
I can do that. And then I do like making resolutions a little bit, so my one goal, I guess, for this year is to be more intentional. I want to make sure that I continue to connect with friends and family and enjoy the good times. So that's what I'm looking for.
You had a heartfelt resolution.
Absolutely.
Mine were so generic. That's so sweet, Alex.
Here's to 2023.
Yes, here is to 2023. Before we start fresh this year, we have a full episode ahead dedicated to the wonderful accomplishments NIWC Atlantic has achieved throughout 2022.
So let's take a look back to see what happened in 2022.
We're here in Rota, Spain, visiting our fantastic NIWC team out here. I'm really excited, even though we've got a small footprint, we've seen some fantastic things that we're doing out here, both on the shipboard side and the shore side, supporting that forward deployed fleet, making sure that we're on that pointy end of the spear, right? We've gotten some really good feedback from the team, and really looking forward to seeing more of what we've got out here.
Yeah, we've definitely learned here from the work that we've been doing, the very important strategic importance of Rota as a base for the Navy. A lot of construction going on, redeployment of additional forces coming to the area. So there's going to be increasing work for NIWC Atlantic and for our team, forward deployed teams, as well as folks coming from CONUS to support installs and repairs and CAS reps. Really got the criticality of what the mission we're doing here from all the stakeholders and the team, and everybody's excited to be out here. It's a great assignment for our employees to come out and see a different part of the world and do really exciting work with a lot of good teammates.
That was a clip from early in 2022 when Mr. Reddy, our executive director, and Captain Nigro, our commanding officer, toured our overseas locations. They were there for about a week. I always forget that we have some amazing teammates across the pond.
You can't forget about them, Chelsie. They're doing great work. We have people in Germany, Italy, Spain, and Bahrain.
You're right, Alex. I should not be forgetting them because they are supporting the missions for Special Operations, Central, European, and Africa commands. They also work in construction for C4I support and ballistic missile defense.
Speaking of having a great team, we won Best Place to Work for the 5th year in a row and Best Engineering Firm for the 2nd year in a row through the Charleston Choice Awards.
That's not surprising when you hear news like when our 5G team won the Dr. Dolores M. Etter Award back in May.
And Craig Allen McClanahan, the lead scientist for NIWC Atlantic's Emerging Technologies team, took home the Dr. Dolores M. Etter Award in the Individual Engineer category.
These are highly competitive, prestigious awards, and they're presented annually to Department of the Navy civilian and military personnel for demonstrating exceptional scientific and engineering achievements. So many awards to talk about from the past year. And we're not done. There was also an award for our Ardeas team. These are the guys responsible for the Navy's acquisition oversight system. They won the Department of the Navy IT Excellence Award for data excellence from a project they worked on for the Marine Corps.
And the Hispanic Latin Employment Team was presented a League of United Latin American Citizens, also known as LULAC Excellence in Public Service Award in July during a ceremony at the 93rd LULAC National Convention and Exposition in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Round of applause to all these award winners, right, Alex?
Absolutely. It was so great to see so many recognitions this year.
So many. A huge event that happened this year was our on-demand manufacturing lab graduating to a core proficiency. We had Hunter Smith, the ODM Lab Engineering Manager, on this podcast to talk about it. Take a listen.
Graduating from a TFA to a core proficiency means a handful of things. So there's a list of criteria that the command has developed for becoming a core proficiency, things like becoming self-sufficient with funding, but also having processes and other documentation, training, for instance, but just being a little bit more developed in the capability. So graduating from something that the command is exploring or kind of experimenting with to something that we're going to offer as a service as we continue to go forward.
So basically, you've graduated to the point where you've met all these requirements,
right.
And now you have the certificate in a sense.
Yeah.
You have the credentials you need to say, hey, we are skilled, we are here to stay, and we offer all of this. Take advantage of us.
Right.
Yes?
It's kind of, it's giving us backing to show IPTs and even other warfare centers even that we're not just looking at the technology as something that could be kind of useful, but more so as something that we've developed and we're competent in, but also it's gotten to the point where it's kind of repeatable, reliable, all those other abilities associated with kind of systems engineering and that V.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And now that you have this, what are your goals moving forward?
Sure. So we're looking at kind of researching some more topics associated with 3D printing specifically. So additive manufacturing is a very disruptive technology. So there's new processes, new equipment, things like that are coming out regularly. And so we're looking at trying to figure out new ways to support warfighter readiness, right? That's all the stuff that we're doing is trying to increase readiness, whether that's a new process, a new technology, maybe even potentially a new material associated with something that we've already got, and just kind of becoming more efficient with the technology that we have.
I'll match you with another huge event. EXW held its first large-scale System of Systems naval integration exercise at the Saucer Range to integrate and test U.S. Marine Corps C4ISR capabilities.
NIWC Atlantic hosted 2 advanced naval technology exercises this year. The first was the 3-Path Monty, which is the multi-purpose optical communications naval technology exercise aimed at finding free space optics-based solutions that enhance warfighter communications in a spectrum congested and contested environment. So to oversimplify, they tested fancy and more secure ways for warfighters to communicate in contested environments. And second, NIWC Atlantic hosted the first ever Cyber ANTX. Dana Rushing, NIWC Atlantic Events Execution Lead, came onto the podcast to tell us about that one.
This was the first ever Antex held at NIWC Atlantic in Charleston. This was the first Antex on the cyber range, and this was also the first cyber Antex ever held within the DoD.
That was a triple opportunity right there.
That was, yes. Collaboration like this is huge. From a government standpoint, we don't have all the answers. So, collaborating with even other warfare centers, industry partners, and like I said, academia as well, to figure out what is the best way to solve these problems. And a lot of times it is a collaborative effort. You can take parts of one technology, integrate them into a different technology, and you come up with a whole different solution. So things like the Antex are super important because you can determine there could be a technology that's really, really great at one thing and another technology that's maybe not so great at that. Put them together and there you go, you have your solution. So we had 24 technologies at the Cyber Antex.
And were a lot of people coming to look at these technologies? Do you know about how many people showed up to kind of wander around?
So we had about 220 people registered for the event. I would say probably in the neighborhood of 200 people were coming in and out throughout those 9 days.
And of course, last month, we had our yearly participation at the Charleston Defense Contractors Association. Here's a clip from a video we posted on our social media. Follow us there if you haven't already, of Mr. Reddy and his take on why the event is so beneficial.
We're here at the Charleston Defense Contractors Association Annual Defense Summit, where we pulled together the defense industry of the Low Country as well as nationwide. This year's summit has been action-packed and fast-moving, is the way I would describe it. Well, we're excited this year. We brought our small, fast, unmanned surface vehicle that we purchased just this last year with our internal NICE funding, our internal IR&D, that really kind of gives us a real opportunity to kind of explore the autonomous capability. Our additive manufacturing, our on-demand manufacturing folks are here demonstrating the kind of capabilities that we've already taken on board. And of course, the whole range of cyber and IT technologies that we're seeing here in our industry partners are reflected in the kind of capabilities that we pull together to put our IPTs put into systems and capabilities that we provide the Navy and Marine Corps, and that's reflected in a lot of the other products that you see with the industry partners that we work with here. At NIWC Atlantic, with our critical mission of information warfare, we need to stay on the cutting edge of technology. We have to keep up with what's going on. So the ability for us to come to an event like this, see what vendors and people are offering, allows us to stay on that cutting edge and look for opportunities to introduce that into our systems and our capabilities for the Navy.
Let's talk about another first, the first ever hosting of the Phoenix Challenge. We hosted the second annual Department of Defense Symposium on Information Strategy and Political Warfare in June as part of the Phoenix Challenge 2022 Conference Series 2. The conference covered topics including the doctrine for operations and the information environment and emergent and essential digital technology.
So much to talk about, so little time. Check out our website to read, watch, listen, all of the wonderful things NIWC Atlantic has been up to.
Now that we've looked back, what's in store for the future?
Thank you for asking, Alex. So NIWC Atlantic will continue to be essential to national security and committed to our allies and partners by providing information warfare solutions to the warfighter.
And if you yourself are looking for a change and want to be a part of this critical mission, explore opportunities to join the team through the careers page in the description.
Yes, join us. We are the best place to work.
Absolutely. There's all kinds of wonderful things happening here at NIWC Atlantic.
Hearing about all these accomplishments is definitely inspiring. I mean, it makes me think, okay, I like it here and I need to keep up.
And it's exciting because there's so many inspirational things happening, and I'm looking forward to another wonderful year.
I know, so many overachievers, right? Actually, they're probably just achievers, right? I say overachievers because my goal is just to eat more vegetables this year, right?
Well, we have a lot to look forward to, so we can all make sure those resolutions are being met.
Right. Eat more veggies, get some running in, teach my kid how to swim. And you had some really nice ones. Maybe I need to get a little deeper on these resolutions.
And we can support each other along the way to make sure we meet these resolution goals.
You'll hold me accountable.
Yeah, we'll hold each other accountable.
We'll send those text messages. Have you done this yet today? Have you done? Okay, sounds good. All right, Alex, it is that time, and I would love to hear what technical tip we have today.
Not really that technical.
So Chelsie, have you ever hit return when you're typing a message in Microsoft Teams to move to the next line, but it sends the message instead?
Yes, and it's very frustrating.
Well, I have a solution for that. If you hold down the shift button and press enter, then you can move to the next line without sending the message.
Oh my goodness, that is a great tip. I'm going to use that. So when I start these messages and you say the person's name, comma, enter, and then you've sent the message and it's just their name. It's so frustrating. So if I just hit shift enter, I can keep typing.
Absolutely.
Good tip. Very, very good tip. So to learn more about anything we've mentioned in the podcast, check out our social medias under NAVWAR or our NIWC Atlantic website.
That wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. If you have a tip or story that you think should be included in this podcast, please contact us at our public affairs email address, which is listed in the description.
Naval Information Warfare Center Atlantic, also known as NIWC, is the East Coast branch of the Naval Information Warfare Systems Command within the Department of the Navy. We develop a range of technologies that provide state-of-the-art capabilities to the United States military.